Have you ever wondered why some of the greatest thinkers and artists advocate solitude? In a world that often equates being alone with loneliness or isolation, the idea of solitude may seem somewhat perplexing. It might even stir up feelings of discomfort or unease. Yet there's a profound difference between being alone and feeling lonely. Being alone is a physical state, while loneliness is an emotional one, often marked by a sense of disconnection. Solitude, on the other hand, is a state of being alone without feeling lonely. It's a positive and constructive state where you provide yourself wonderful and sometimes rare opportunities to decide who you are and what you want to do. When you're alone, you don't have to answer to anyone. You can make choices without external influences, and you can truly learn about yourself. Consider some of the world's most influential figures. The likes of Albert Einstein, Isaac Newton and Virginia Woolf, to name a few, were known to spend considerable amounts of time in solitude. Einstein, for instance, once said, "I live in that solitude which is painful in youth, but delicious in the years of maturity." It was in the quiet depths of solitude where these great minds found clarity and drew inspiration. Let's take a moment to ponder on the teachings of Buddhism. The Buddha himself found enlightenment in solitude under the Bodhi tree. He taught that solitude is a prerequisite for liberation, a pathway to self-discovery and spiritual growth. In the realm of psychology, Carl Jung argued that solitude is necessary for self-actualization. He believed that a measure of isolation and withdrawal from the crowd is needed to tune into one's inner world, to tap into the vast sea of the unconscious mind. So you see, solitude can be empowering. It can give you the freedom to explore, to create, to connect with your inner self on a deeper level, and to shape your own destiny. As we delve deeper into this topic, we discover that solitude is not just about being alone, it's about self-discovery, creativity, and spiritual growth. What is it about solitude that attracts these great minds? The teachings of Buddhism offer profound insights into the value of solitude. The Buddha himself, in his journey to enlightenment, sought solitude under the Bodhi tree. He understood that solitude is not just about being alone. It is about creating a space, free from distractions, where we can confront our true selves and embark on a journey of self-discovery. In the hustle and bustle of our daily lives, we are often so engrossed in our roles and responsibilities that we tend to lose our sense of self. We become what society expects us to be, forgetting who we truly are. Solitude, in its serene tranquility, offers us a respite from these social pressures. It gives us the opportunity to peel back the layers of societal expectations and meet our authentic selves. Buddhist teachings also emphasize the role of solitude in spiritual growth. It is in solitude that we can quieten our minds, open our hearts, and awaken to the wisdom within us. The Buddha taught that solitude is the best place to learn and grow. It is the space where we can cultivate mindfulness, develop compassion, and attain a deep understanding of the nature of existence. In solitude, we can also confront our fears, insecurities, and doubts. It is a space where we can face our shadows, heal our wounds, and transform our suffering. Solitude allows us to experience our emotions fully, without judgment or resistance. It invites us to embrace our vulnerability, and in doing so, discover our strength and resilience. So why solitude? Because solitude is a journey into the heart of who we are. It is a journey of self-discovery, healing, and growth. It is a journey that leads us to our own inner wisdom, our own inner peace, and our own inner freedom. In the silence of solitude, we find the answers we've been searching for. But don't just take our word for it. Let's explore what science has to say about the benefits of solitude. It's fascinating how solitude, often seen as a mere state of being alone, has been studied extensively by psychologists and neuroscientists. The findings? Quite illuminating. Solitude, it turns out, carries significant psychological benefits. Let's start with the idea of improved concentration. In our hyper-connected world, distractions are everywhere. Emails, social media, incessant notifications all vie for our attention, leaving little room for focused, uninterrupted thought. Studies have shown that solitude can act as a buffer, insulating us from these distractions and allowing us to concentrate more deeply. Next up, productivity. This might seem counterintuitive. After all, aren't we more productive when we can bounce ideas off others? Not necessarily. Research suggests that solitude can enhance productivity. When we're alone, we're free from external pressures and judgments. This allows us to work at our own pace and in our own way, often leading to more efficient and creative outcomes. But the benefits of solitude aren't confined to work and concentration. It also has profound implications for our mental health. Solitude provides us with the space to reflect, to look inward, to understand our emotions. It's a time when we can confront our thoughts and feelings rather than avoiding them. This kind of self-awareness is crucial for maintaining mental health and can even help in the management of conditions like anxiety and depression. In essence, solitude is an opportunity to disconnect from the external world and reconnect with our inner selves. It's a chance to rest, reflect, and recharge. It offers us a break from the constant noise and demands of everyday life, a chance to step back and gain perspective. So is solitude a cure-all? No, of course not. Like anything, it's about balance, but the science is clear. Regular, intentional periods of solitude can have a positive impact on our concentration, productivity, and mental health. It appears that solitude is not just a philosophical concept, but also has tangible psychological benefits. Now, one might ask, how does solitude foster creativity? Well, imagine a vast open field. This field is your mind, and each blade of grass, a thought. When we are always surrounded by people, distractions, and noise, it's as though this field is being trampled upon, leaving no room for new growth. However, when we grant ourselves solitude, we allow this field to recover and flourish, sprouting new ideas and perspectives. Solitude provides the space for our minds to wander and generate new ideas. It's like giving yourself permission to daydream, to let your thoughts drift without judgment or interruption. This free-flowing mental state often leads to unexpected connections and insights, the raw materials of creativity. It's in these quiet moments of introspection that we often stumble upon our most innovative ideas, like a light bulb suddenly illuminating a dark room. But solitude does more than just give our minds the freedom to roam. It also lets us engage in deep thought and reflection. When we're alone, we can delve into complex problems or concepts without being influenced or interrupted by others. We can wrestle with difficult questions, explore different perspectives, and immerse ourselves in the process of creation. Think of some of the greatest minds throughout history. Many of them, from Isaac Newton to Beethoven, often sought solitude to fuel their creative pursuits. They understood that to create something truly original, they needed to step away from the world, to retreat into the quiet corners of their minds. But let's not forget, solitude is not about isolating ourselves from the world. Rather, it's about taking the time to understand ourselves better, to sift through our thoughts and feelings, and to cultivate our unique perspectives. It's about creating a sanctuary within ourselves, a place where we can explore, experiment, and express our creativity without fear or judgment. So, if you're seeking a spark of creativity, solitude might just be your muse. It provides the quiet, the space, and the freedom necessary for your mind to explore the boundless landscapes of imagination and possibility. It's not about being alone. It's about being with yourself, in all your complexity and wonder. So, how can we embrace solitude in our daily lives? Well, it's simpler than you might think. To start, consider carving out a small chunk of your day for some much-needed me time. This could be as little as 15 minutes or as much as an hour. The length isn't as important as the regularity. Making solitude a consistent part of your daily routine is key. You might choose to spend this time in quiet meditation or perhaps taking a peaceful walk. The objective here is not to fill the silence with distractions, but to truly be with yourself, in the present moment. Allow your thoughts to flow freely without judgment or interruption. Next, consider the spaces in which you spend your time. Are they cluttered, noisy, or distracting? If so, it might be worth creating a solitude space in your home. This can be a small corner, a whole room, or even a spot in your garden. The idea is to have a place where you can retreat from the world and enter into peaceful solitude. Now let's address a common misconception about solitude. It's not about being antisocial. Quite the contrary, embracing solitude can actually enhance your social interactions. By spending time alone, you get to know yourself better. And the better you know yourself, the more authentic and meaningful your interactions with others can be. Don't be afraid to set boundaries. If you're constantly being pulled in different directions by demands and responsibilities, it's okay to say no sometimes. Protecting your solitude is not selfish. It's a form of self-care that allows you to replenish your energy and maintain your mental well-being. Lastly, remember to be patient with yourself. Embracing solitude is a journey, not a destination. It takes time to get comfortable with your own company and to reap the benefits of spending time alone. Remember, solitude is not about isolation, but about finding peace and wisdom within ourselves.